I guess we're on.
I don't know.
Yeah, yes, we are on. We're on. Like at that screen, you can see that we are on.
Okay. I never know which screen to look at.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Yeah, I can hear. I can hear myself.
Hello everyone. While Sadek is having his echo on his ears, he will not talk. I'm not hearing myself, but I'm hearing you. No, I'm hearing myself too.
I think there is something running on the computer. No, it can't be that. Maybe. Let me see. I will see. Can you put some kind of?
You know what? I will remove the headphone and I will start. Hello everyone.
You start.
Yeah, exactly. Happy to be there. So we are a bit late because we have some sound issues, as you can see. I don't know if you heard the music. And okay, so we are hearing ourselves, but people cannot hear us, it seems. So Venkata just said that he cannot hear us. Can you hear us, Samuel? This? Okay. I can hear. We can hear you. Okay, so probably someone need to turn the volume up on his computer. Okay, so everyone is hearing us. Okay, looks good. We have a. Let me check. We have a small echo, so we fix that and we are good to go. It seems that it's good. I'm not hearing myself anymore, so no echo. So first meetup of the year. Pretty happy to be there and pretty happy to discuss again the changes that we are bringing to the product. Sadek is here now. He can hear me, it seems.
Hello there. So we're back, right?
Yeah, we are. So yeah, as I was saying, first product meetup of the year. We'll discuss many things.
Wait. Let me see. Like a lot of people that we know around here. We have Samuel. We have Alex. Thank you for being here, Alex. Alex is actually joining us. I don't know if we. Alex is asking about my dragon.
Yeah.
Shirt. Well, that's a different one. There is a dragon here, right? But it's not the same one.
No, but I know that Alex liked my reply to the tweet. So
yeah,
I think you got the reference. I love it. Yeah. So yeah, we talked about Sadek's shirt last meetup.
I have a collection of them.
Yeah.
I'll open a shop.
As I told you, you should have one in the next slice contest to offer to someone, like as a winner.
I don't know if people will be interested by that, but I heard quite some comments about it. So this is great. We have quite some people around. So you wanted to introduce, right? You want to introduce?
No, but I wanted to introduce the subject and the overall meetup and how it will go.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll try to calm down, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Nikki is saying, I have my audio going through my new Sonos from you guys.
Nice.
That's great.
And how is it? How do you like the sound?
We really like the Sonos.
We have two
of them, yeah, in the office.
So Nikki won a Sonos from the last meetup where we basically throw some gift away for Christmas to different people. So I think there was a Sonos. What was it? A Sonos, an Apple Watch,
and the PS.
No, and the Bose headphone.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought we were talking about the one before.
No. The one before was the PS5. We'll discuss it a bit later. It was a gift for someone, but to manage it was a bit harder. So not really a gift for Noah that had to manage.
Noah had to manage that. I'm happy everything is. Yeah. Oh, Nick is listening through the Bose headphones as well.
That's nice.
Like you have it.
So do you want to introduce maybe the meetup a bit, or should I go? Or will you interrupt me? In 5 seconds?
Go ahead. So,
okay.
I reserve the right to interrupt you.
So today we'll discuss many things. The main one will be to talk about building website with components, and so the different elements, the different things that we are bringing to Slices again, the new changes that we are bringing there. But we would like to use the opportunity of this meetup not only to talk about what we are bringing new, but also to discuss the way you work and how we could solve different problems that you are facing at the moment. So that's the main goal for us also, to get some insight. Sadek will interrupt me now, and then I will come back to the to the to the program of this meetup just after.
I will introduce what?
Interrupt me. I don't know. I heard you.
I'll
Say,
interrupt
I
you.
heard.
Yeah, I
you
had an idea. How
Okay.
did you know that? Did I say something?
I heard you doing like meaning that you wanted to say something.
Man, I forgot what I was saying.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So the idea was that we wanted to focus on take a step back. Oh, the other day I was watching the event. I was like looking, okay, how can we improve it? And one of the things that we go right away into the meetup, and we don't introduce what is it, who are we? Like we go like whoop, and we start talking. Like I guess we pretend to be so famous that we don't have to introduce ourselves. Let me introduce Renaud. Renaud is our product guy. I don't know, like people like titles, so let's say head of product, VP of product, whatever you want to call him, you call him the product guy. So basically manages a team with managers and developers to do the different things in the product, right?
Yeah.
And also you manage the team of architecture as well.
Yes. And I'm doing slides a lot.
And you do a lot of slides. Yes, that's who Renaud is. I'm the CEO of the company. I'm the oldest around. I've been on this project. Well, in this company before it was a company. It was a project. So, Renaud is our CPO. That's right.
Chief playlist officer.
Basically, you also manage the playlist. So and we do this the product meetup because we found it like it's a good way to connect to the community, talk about what we're doing, what we're thinking, and then get feedback from you, and then think about it, do something about it, and get back to you with features. This is basically the machine here, not the slice machine, but whatever. And we will talk about slice machine anyway here. So, but the thing is, like, I thought, like, okay. By the way, I'm sorry I had to send the email myself last time, the newsletter. I don't know if people saw that email that I spammed everyone with. I hope it wasn't too bad. But anyway, what I wanted to say in there is that, well, I wanted to invite you in this event, of course, because I wanted to talk about the big picture. Okay, that always we talk about slice machine and new features in slice machine and all these kind of things, but I wanted to take a step back and talk about the whole process, right? What do? We build websites and stuff, right? And I'd like to focus on building things with components. And before maybe we start giving our ideas, I would like to get your ideas. So did you talk about the structure of what we're going to talk about? Maybe this is you totally right, and then I was like completely off.
I said now you will interrupt me in the middle of presenting the structure, and
Man,
then I will go back to that after.
This is messy. It's because of me, right? It's messy.
No,
not me. Anyway, so we'll start by asking you some questions.
Yes.
Right, and then we'll go into talking about
website with components and slice in general, let's say, describing some new features that we are bringing to slices, introducing the new slice contest, and then
before the slice contest we'll talk a little bit about the things that are upcoming with slices, right? And then introduce the slice contest, and
then at the end of this meetup we'll take the opportunity to present you the new features that are coming to Prismic in a more general way, so not only about slices but like in more general. Awesome choice. I ordered cake. We should order stuff with Uber. We never do it.
We never
ask.
Because we are here. I mean, imagine having a pizza here.
I would love to have a slice.
So you're hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start in that case.
I mean the first slice contest. So looking forward to trying the new one. Cool, Michael. Nice gift again on this one. Noah and Lucy will come a bit later, like in if we manage to be on time in 20 to 25 minutes, and
things are going wild, so I don't know.
I think we can already start to adding more time to this meetup since we took 15 minutes for the introduction. So yeah. So
let's get started.
Okay, cool. So one of the first things that we wanted to discuss is basically and get a bit of feedback on what are your expectations for this meeting and for this meetup, and what you are looking for. Basically, like, are you expecting to, in a more general way, are you expecting to see more in-depth look at the product, or features that will be released, broader view on the roadmap, or just deep dive on a specific topic in a general sense? Let us know. If you just arrived there because of Sadek's newsletter looking for basically information about website with components, that's good. But
so what did you come here for? Simple question. What do you expect from us? What do you expect from us in this meetup? And what do you expect from us in future meetups as well? All these can be good answers. So please let us know in the chat. I see the topic of the next challenge and new features. I see new features again from Nikki. Product updates, giving feedback. Okay, cool. Roadmap of Prismic, understanding the positioning of slice machine Prismic and what the best practice would be if we build a website tomorrow. Okay, that's a very good point. I don't know if we thought about addressing it, but when I was writing the email, I thought of this.
I want to win more Sonos.
How many Sonos do you want to have? Okay. What are the other things? Do you see? I'm looking for how to implement
micro frontends.
So basically implementing components, with their services.
Use case tutorials at different levels, beginners, intermediate, advanced. Okay, so that's interesting, and I think we should probably use the meetup also to be a platform to redirect to the other events that we are organizing, being the live coding session or even the demo.
I don't know. I mean, I have so many things to say. But the next event, the next product meetup event, will be focused on architecture. So the topic will be architecture.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the API, scaling the API, scaling the storage. So if you like these kind of topics and you want to understand how we do things behind the scenes and the back end, the architecture, the next meetup will be about that. Also, it will be about the different decisions we do, and also if you want to be reassured why Prismic is a good solution for you, you want to have a dive into why Prismic is scalable, that will be a good event. If someone can post the link to the February meetup, that will be great, and you can register already. Of course, in every meetup, we will go into the new features, what we're releasing, what we're thinking about, and we have these kind of sessions, but it will be more focused on the body of it will be more focused on the architecture, right?
Yes, I see a lot of practical applications and also and view on use cases. So as Edward said on the chat at the beginning of this meetup, tomorrow there is a really good presentation around that, because basically Monogram, an agency that we work a lot with Prismic, will present different of their projects and different use cases that they use Prismic for. So if you really want to have a look at concrete use case, concrete application, that will be a good thing to go at. And another thing is that in the context of the slice contest, Lucy will also run some live coding sessions. So if you want to have a deep dive on code and how to implement slices or micro frontend, I would suggest that you go and subscribe for this live coding session.
Right. So Nuha just pasted the link to the next February meetup. We'll remind you once again about it, so that if people that are interested in the topics will join us. So the first question we have is that so about components and building websites with components. The main question, basically, if you are building like with Prismic or without Prismic, if you are building a website with components, what are the problems that you are facing? Basically, what are the things that you want to make easier? Basically, if we say like you're doing this process out of your everyday work day, or like for hobby or whatever it is, and you find yourself that you are routinely repeating the same thing again and again, and you think that there are things that we can do for you, or someone can do for you, that can save time when you are building this. What are the things? So to repeat the question, you're building a website with components and you find yourself repeating some tasks. What are these tasks? that we can maybe help you with.
So Jono said shared components. That's interesting.
What can you detail more? What does it mean, shared components, Jono? I saw some people talking about Vue 3. Maybe Lucy can answer about the support. Okay, that's cool. Also, Next.js plus Prismic plus Slice Machine with automatic updates.
Update content without.
Is it like updating content, or is it updating when you update your build, your code, you want things to update? If you can give us more details about it.
Update content without.
Okay, so updating. So you have some kind of webhook to update content without build again or something like that, because Next is server side. If you can give us more details. But even if you don't think about even Prismic, like you imagine you're doing this, what are the steps that you do? How do you break your website into components? What do you start with? And basically, this is maybe the next question, right, that we have.
Yeah. So we have some comments, and it's interesting to address them. I saw being able to nest repeatable elements, and because it seems that it's a problem on different use case when building slices. That's really a really interesting use case, and we would love to get basically the mockups of all the slices that require that, because our goal through Slice Machine and through the builder is also to be able to support those cases. Maybe not by nesting if it's if we see that most of the time it's, for example, we saw a lot of examples with tabs or navigation inside of a component to display or not display some items, and that's why people need repeatable nested elements. If it's the case, we'd like to find a solution for that. If it's table or nested list, we would like to find a solution for that. Not try to generalize too much, but to be able to find a proper solution for your use case in order to make it really easy for you to use, and also really easy for editors to use at the end. I saw different elements like
there's the screenshots added to components so that there isn't a knowledge gap between developers and clients. So basically, and sharing components between multiple repeatable types. So basically, what I understand is that you have components. You break your website into components, and now you have editors building their pages with the components that you did. And what you want to have is like the pictures of the components. You want to have them in the editor, so that editors can see what would the component look like, and also what you want to share that kind of component among different pages. This is something you can already do if you start with Slice Machine. Basically, Slice Machine, we did it for this, so that you can share.
You can share the slice.
Share the slice among the different customers. No, it makes a lot of noise. Never mind.
I will let it open.
Yeah.
And I saw.
Yeah. So Nikki asked is like with the screenshots, would love to be able to add instructions. Yeah, this is something we're thinking about, right? To have some kind of notes or instructions about the components. Yeah, considering that.
Sometimes the demo field is not enough. Context for content editors. Sometimes the name is not enough. Yeah, okay. Would be great to have a field for a description. I know that's something that comes pretty often, and yeah, we agree. That's something that we are considering, and that we'll probably improve at some point.
So basically, Jono is saying like, yeah, but not with Slice Machine. Okay, can you tell us, Jono, why? What's missing, or what's too much, or what's problematic for you when using Slice Machine? Is it because it's not supported for your framework? Is it because it doesn't correspond to your workflow? It will be great to understand that. Okay, Nikki, you're saying that there's something that advanced custom fields for WordPress does this very well. What is it? Do you understand?
The tooltips.
The tooltips.
Okay. Adding more information than just the name of the field.
Just the screenshot.
I'm saying tooltips in like to reduce the like to pinpoint the solution.
Instructions, basically.
Instructions on top of a field, or for a field on top of a name.
Okay, that will be great. So the next question, basically, I guess we had some answers here. What is your process when building a website? Do you start with navigation? Like you say, okay, I'm building a website now. Do you start by building the navigation and you spend a lot of time on it, and then you move to something else? Or you start with a body and you say like, okay, navigation comes later. let me start with the body and do all the sections, and now now I have to talk about the navigation. Which part you start with first?
Nikki is saying, please straight up copy the UX. Okay.
We'll try to do that. Okay, so you see the question on the screen. Okay, Jonah has the answer, because we talked about why not slice machine. We use Next.js, but we can't implement a beta for enterprise clients. Yeah, of course. Although we love the workflow. Okay, yeah, I see. So it's more about like until we have a slice machine being ready for production, you prefer some solution that will get you still the benefits of shared slices and having screenshots. Okay, noted. Basically a lot of what we are doing now, it is working on how can we quickly bring the advantage of slice machine into production.
Yeah.
Production as in we know that it will work and we know that we cover all the cases. So there are several things that we're working on for bringing that. So that's one of our priorities. We saw that the first thing was like, let's explore how we can improve the process. We saw how with slice machine, we saw clearly a lot of things that we can improve. We implemented, and now it's like, okay, now we want to push it into production. What is the process and how can we make it safe for people to have it in their products? So this is I'm saying to Jonah, this is really a focus for us.
Yeah, that's the main focus, and that's also I think the concept of of this discussion, like the thing that is leading this discussion, is that we think that we have something on the slice at the slice level that now corresponds to a workflow in order to build components and to something that really is good for that. But slices are not the only thing that you need for building a website, even though it might be the central part of your pages because you use components and you combine them. But that's not the only thing. And if now we want to bring this whole process to a website and not just to a specific component and bring it for make it production ready, basically we have to extend the concept to other elements, like navigation is a good one, page in a more general sense is another one, and that's why we are asking those questions, basically to get some insights and some feedbacks, and then being able to just start
to improve that. So for instance, here we have some answers about this.
Yeah.
Often people start with style guides, grid, main structure, and then navigation. But the first thing is the layout. It seems like the grid, the layout, and navigation. Darren says the same thing: UI, nav, and then component and content. So it seems that navigation comes first quite often, right? And then let me see the others.
So partial is the, like, starting with partial is the thing that comes the more often.
Partial is like the layout.
Yeah.
Like the footer, header,
that's
the
what
nav.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay.
And then starting from
the body,
the body of the page.
Yeah, and the sections and all these kind of things.
And a footer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now, when you're doing the navigation, basically, okay. So navigation and layout and the things that you talked about before, starting with the section components, you're building all of these kind of things. If you think about building that with Prismic, do you think that there's something that we can improve for you when you're building your layout, your grid, your navigation? Is there anything related to Prismic that we can like, I know, like, for instance, in navigation there are some elements that we can work on, and maybe we should like really focus some time on that. Do you have things that we can improve on that and that part of the project, on the beginning of the project, basically?
Like myself, I can guess. So
yeah, go ahead and guess. Maybe it will give inspirations for people.
Yeah, but we saw that pretty often the content modeling part is pretty tricky for people. That's something that we saw from the different studies that we run. Like people arrive on the in front of an interface that asks them to define some models, even though like
they want navigation, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, yeah, give me define a custom type, and you have this basically this use type that is okay. What is a custom type? Now, should my navigation be in my custom type? Is a custom type a page template? Is it something else? Is it like some kind of model that I can use in different places? That's something that we see often for navigation. Okay.
Yeah, also there are these kind of things, because we tell you like navigation, just you take a custom type with as if it was a page or a
Exactly.
document, and all of that, and then you run into problems like nesting, because navigation by nature is very nested kind of structure.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
Michael is saying.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about it. And yeah, and we thought like maybe it should have its own thing, like navigation, its own kind of editor for navigation. What do you think about that? I guess, if I'm not mistaken, in WordPress it has its own thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what people think about it. Like, should navigation be its own thing in Prismic? There's navigation, and then there are pages and stuff. Jonas seems to agree. Okay, like the idea. But what would you put there? Okay, imagine we have navigation in there. Imagine like there's something in Prismic that's called navigation. We'll put more nesting, that we understand. We put an appropriate interface for navigation, that as well. What else would you put there?
I like the idea.
Yeah, for Bob, for instance, we create a single layout custom type with tabs for navigation, footer, and the other content. This is how we model it. This is a very good way to model it. The whole layout, you put it, but maybe we should do something custom that has a better editor for these kind of cases. This is what we're talking about. Did you see a good idea?
No, but like I'm seeing everything that is on the chat, and I share a lot of feelings about that too.
Talk about one.
No, but like about WordPress and how they structure the menu builder, like how they structure the navigation in the what we would call the writing room. That's funny how like there is a discussion about the death of WordPress, how WordPress is a shitty tool sometimes, but like they got so many things right.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like, sometimes we're too arrogant.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. I mean, of course, WordPress got this problem with plugins and security and all these kind of things and build but they got so many things right, and that's very important to admit, actually. So let me look more into opportunities for mega menu design. Including images, captions. Yeah, today you can do it with a custom type, with a normal custom type, Darren. But yeah, we should have something like for more nesting, so that you can allow these kind of things, because modeling this is a bit tricky. You need to have basically you need to have slices and then groups inside them, and maybe you will not have enough levels at times. So yeah, that's why focusing on navigation might help solve these kind of problems. Yeah, that you're right, Michael. I mean, when I talk about WordPress, I talk about the whole ecosystem. But you're right. A lot of things that were right, they came from someone like the developer of plugin, like SCF and stuff like that.
For sure.
But I was meaning that the community got a lot of things right because they needed stuff.
Yeah.
And implemented it, basically.
I mean,
that's the reason why it's so popular, the ecosystem and the community, right?
I think.
Yeah, like it might be. I agree with Reese. Like it might be a nicer section that you can define the menu structure and a separate thing, and how for each level could go, and the expected types like a document but separate. Yeah, like a simple. Another thing that.
It's another concept.
Another concept, yeah.
Another model, basically.
Another kind
that
of
would differentiate, and that is managed a different way, that has an interface that will allow you to edit your navigation in a different way.
Yeah, and I agree with Samuel. Sometimes it feels odd to having it among documents, like navigation and documents. I mean, the concept in architecture, like to say, custom types is one thing and it's generic and you can do a lot of things with it. It's nice, but sometimes it's good to have like, okay, this is navigation and this is content, and they are not the same thing.
No, but like my feeling about that, and we discussed it a lot, is the fact that when we talked about Headless CMS at the beginning, and when we introduced the concept, basically Headless CMS, we talked a lot about publishing content in different devices, not just only building websites. Like it was create something for your Amazon Alexa, whatever, your watch, your phone, your blah blah blah. But when we look at the use case today, like 95% are websites, And so
and there are web concepts that we can
exactly we should replicate those concepts. Like a page is a page, navigation is a navigation, and that's it.
Template is a template. Yeah. What's in the next slide? I completely forgot. We got into this discussion.
Yeah, because we see and that's something that we see that a lot. More and more of the websites that are built with Prismic are built about sections, and basically you cut those sections into pieces. That's the whole concept about slices and slice machine and everything. And we wanted to know, is it necessary to do an introduction about slice today again or not? Because it seems that everyone here, at least in the chat, knows about it.
So maybe we should not waste too much time introducing. So you tell us if you need an introduction. We can do a quick introduction, but I don't think it's necessary. Anyone needs an introduction with slice machine or slices, because we're talking about breaking websites into components, and this is our way of of doing it.
Samuel really wants to go to the contest and, and get the gifts.
What are the gifts?
We don't need that.
Okay,
if I see 3 yes, we do it. And I give 30 seconds.
Yeah, and can I read the comment?
Yeah, for sure.
From Bruce? If there is a navigation section, you could make it have scoped document types. Then when an editor adds a document, the doc can be scoped or auto-added to a menu section. What does it mean auto-added? Like on which rules? Lucy said yes for. So I need to understand on which rules it can things be auto-added. Like I don't know if it's a real answer or not. Like there is Neil and Marshall and Reese like one introduction to slices.
I'm
but
almost sure that Reese doesn't need it, but we can do it.
You know.
Yeah. And Lucy needs it, but I'm doing the introduction every morning to Lucy, so we have to remind it. Okay. Reese don't need it. Yeah, I don't think so.
So anyway, you can look at maybe other things, but like slices are. Go ahead. Like very, very quick.
Okay, I'm doing it quick. Yeah. Very quick. So, can we switch to the slide? Okay, you see this website? This is the DigitalOcean website. Basically, if you look at it, you can cut it into different sections. We have a hero in blue, we have a logo, a group of logo, and then we have other sections that you can basically mix and match, pick and choose from in order to create pages. But not only one. The goal of that is that you create some kind of design system like this one with different slices, so different sections. And then as a developer, you will develop those different components and then offer this to your marketing team. This marketing team will be able to pick and choose from those components to create an infinity of pages. So that's the whole concept.
Independently, basically. So as a developer, you provide this design system of sections, and then editors are on their own to create as many pages as they want, as they need, basically.
And the whole idea is that basically developer creates component, create website sections, then deliver it to the marketing team. And so basically developers are building some kind of custom website builder for their marketing team with custom components using the framework and the language of their choosing and their designs and stuff like that.
This is the moment where you talk about the things that we improved on Slice Machine, right?
So recently we released Slice Machine. So it's a tool about slices, and we are basically trying to improve the whole workflow of building slices, and this whole workflow. And in October we released what we call the Slice Builder. It's an interface. It's a local interface that you will run in your project, and that does different things.
So basically, just a word about that. We thought like locally you can have a developer tool for Prismic where you can define these sections, work on the code, work on the model, work on the code, work on the model, work on the code, and when you're done, you push it into Prismic. This is the idea of the builder. Basically, it's a developer tool. You install it like locally, and you keep iterating into your model and code for a given section, and when you're done, push to Prismic. This is the idea. And
then there is a lot of opportunity with that. Like the main thing as a developer that is really cool is that you have your model always locally in your code, so you have that backup. You can launch a new project with this model, etc. the fact that we generate mocks allows you to basically develop, as you said, define the model, develop without having to type content in Prismic. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. So I guess a lot of people already tested the builder already. If you can tell us if you tested it already, that will allow us to understand. If you haven't done anything with the builder yet, also please let us know, and maybe we'll find an event or something for you to have a look into that.
And if you want to see the introduction of the builder, you can go back to our YouTube channel and look at the October product meetup where we introduce the builder and we do a complete presentation of that. Okay, I don't know why it's starting. Okay.
If you hit the space, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so now we are bringing new elements to the slices, and that's I wanted to take a few minutes to discuss what are the new things that we are currently working on in order to improve both the slice builder but slices in general. Oh, nice. So one of the first things that the team is working on at the moment is to improve two things in the slice builder. The first thing is a simple thing that will improve the onboarding of developers when using the builder, is the fact that they added in the slice builder code snippet depending on your technology. So if you use Nuxt.js or Next.js, you will basically have for each fields that you define for a slice the code snippet associated to it, in order to just copy paste the code snippet to your code and just develop way faster. This is basically something that we discovered in our UX research test, where we saw that basically as soon as developer entered the builder, they were not going to the documentation anymore, and so they were sometimes struggling to implement the code. And so we thought about facilitating this process by just allowing them to copy paste code from the builder to the code, and again simplify that.
Just to comment on what is happening in the comments, there is Henry Helvetica who joined, and everyone was like welcoming him. Welcome here, Henry. I as everyone said, I really like the presentation that you did on Lighthouse. It was one of the best talks for me in that conference. Your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing the link as well to the presentation. It's really a good talk. You can have a look. So basically, what Renaud said here is that we thought and it's Sébastien Chopin who suggested maybe we could put a little bit of documentation in the builder. This way you don't have to jump into documentation each time, and you can have either the key, or you can have the whole component that correspond. Now, of course, you can do something different, but at least it's kind of handy. Copy paste, and then you go quickly into developing your from the model to your code to develop your component, basically.
Another thing that was heavily requested and that had a lot of debate and discussion in the Slice Machine users, but also internally in the team, is the fact that you will now be able to at least define for some fields, but for others configure properly mocks for your different fields. We saw, and this will be a really good help for the slice contest, because you will be able to have nice content for your slice contest. But the thing is that we are adding at the moment in the builder the way to add way more configuration to your mocks. So basically, when doing a rich text, defining is it just a heading? Is it a heading with paragraph? How many repetitions do you need? If you need an image, select images coming from Unsplash, or putting in place an image coming from your Prismic repository.
So basically, if you are building something, imagine you're building a blog, and in the body you want Prismic to generate some kind of mock, so you can test your things with a little bit of text, a little bit of some headings and images. So you want something to look like a blog, you have a button and you can generate it, and this way you don't have to do all of that kind of stuff. And it will test kind of your component. The same thing with images. If you want to go quickly, then we generate the mocks, but proper mocks instead of just a placeholder.
Yeah, random image. Is it something that some of you requested in the past, or interacted with the team about it? Because for most of the things about Slice Machine, we tend to interact through issues on GitHub, and I know that Hugo wrote a RFC describing the whole process for mocks. So if you didn't interact with him about it, be assured that for the next features that will come, we'll continue this process about opening RFCs, and so you can contribute and give us your use case in order to interact with us and improve this process.
Yeah, maybe next time, like when we have these kind of things, we post the issues that we're working on here so that people can bookmark them or something like that. Okay. So basically, we are improving the mocks.
Yes.
Any date on when this will be available?
It will be available around mid February. So
before the next meetup, basically.
I was expecting Hugo to send me a video today.
I didn't send you a video.
No, because he showed me this morning the progress that he did. It's pretty impressive and really, really cool. So I wanted to present that. Too bad. I think he will tweet it probably tomorrow or in the couple of days to come.
So Samuel, if you love like having to be able to customize mocks, look at it, and if you see that there's something that is not what you would have done, comment on the issues so that we get your information, and you might come up with other ideas, and this way we can improve it, and it will be the best for you, right?
And again, also what we've did in this project with this project is to open source most of it. So if you feel like you want to contribute and improve this process, don't be afraid, and we can discuss it.
So Rich is saying like it's having mocks, like to be able to customize mocks and improve them is good, because last time it wasn't hard or something like that. It wasn't easy or something like this. I forgot what I was saying.
Okay.
This is okay. To be way easier. Yes, that's great. Hugo has shared the video, so it will be definitely shared via our Twitter tomorrow. So okay,
awesome.
Twitter did the video.
And as Lucy said, if you see any bug, just mention Hugo on Twitter.
blame Hugo. That's what you're saying.
Okay, the last improvement that we'll start the work on, not started yet, but will be in the in these coming months, is about variations. That's something that we discussed in the past meetup, and that we needed to mature the subject basically, and to be able to get more insights, to get more ideas and use cases. We opened an RFC on GitHub, and we had a lot of discussion about it, a lot of really, really interesting insights.
We need more.
We always need more.
We need more comments, more discussions about the variations, because this is getting real.
Yeah.
Variations, we're going to pick it up and starting implementing it, right?
Yes. So we validated most of the questions that we had during interviews, but also during in interaction through the RFC. And that's something that we'll start to work on. For those who doesn't know what is variation, because maybe it's a bit like maybe some people don't know, what we'll add on top of the slides.
Maybe we can put the link also, the link on the chat, so for people, if they want to open it and bookmark it and discuss there and give us their comments, because this is getting real and we're going to implement it. This is maybe the last time to get your wishes in the first version, so do it. So go ahead and introduce what slice machine, slice variation. Sorry. Slice variation.
So what we saw often is the fact that a lot of users were building slices that almost looked the same, or almost had the same model with some small changes. Like I will build a hero without call to action, or one with call to action. I will build some kind of list argument where the argument will be on the left and another one will be on the right. And what was happening in the repository of those users was that they were creating like some kind of a huge list of slices,
of options of slices,
that was becoming very crowded and very hard to browse for the editors.
And especially it wasn't obvious exactly the differences between things, because it was crowded.
Exactly.
Well, of course, we'd have only the icons. We didn't have images, so that was even worse. So, like, you can imagine it, and I like the way Lucy talked about it, is like, you can imagine it as having folders where you put together components that look more or less alike. Like, okay, like missing maybe some fields, adding some options, and you put them all in one folder. And then the extra thing about it is that maybe you choose one, you fill it, and then you change your opinion. You want the other version of it, the other variation. Then we do the migration automatically of the content.
You don't
So
have to retype.
you choose the other. You don't have to retype. Everything gets migrated into the other component, and so on and so on. So you can move around, test things, so that it allows you to have more experience. Not only for you as a developer, but also for the writers. It's a much better experience.
So if you want to get a look and
A lot of excitement about variations.
Yeah,
We knew that, and that's why we
yeah.
put it actually high on the list.
So if you want to have a better understanding on how it will look, at least for a first version, you will be able to select a slice from your slice picker that you know, like this. And for some slice, you will have variations. For whom you will have variation, you will have this button that will allow you to switch variation. So in here we see that we don't have any image, but I will switch my variation and choose the specific variation. So here I have a default variation and another one with icon. And by clicking by the with icon, basically some conditional fields will arrive, the one with the icon in that case, and the editor will be able to just select this specific variation and fill the content for it.
Now, just to make it clear, this video is a cheat. Basically, it doesn't exist. The feature doesn't exist. It's a prototype. So the feature does not exist yet, but we are starting actually implementing it, and it will take us what? And you're very, very optimistic and saying like a month's time. I guess more than a month's time that we get it to people to test it. But let's see how things go, and we'll update you in next product meetup. Let's see. We have a few questions here. Quick question: is the slice machine going to be the go-to eventually for building websites, providing frameworks is supported? Also, can I share the video with the team? Yes and yes. So you can share the video with the team. We will post the link to which video? A video for the variation?
Video of variation, I imagine.
If you need that, please let us know. We can give you that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not yet. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
We can share the prototype video. But if it's about our slice machine basically is our experimentation place where we'll like find out functionalities and stuff, and then we integrate it into production. So it's always like our canary version of development tools or something like that.
It will be on March, James, most probably for the ATA, except like
I guess you're optimist about it.
If we don't hit any huge road blocker or whatever, but like should be there.
So it's a month time.
Yeah.
But it will be a lighter version because we have a better edition experience. You showed it.
No, I didn't show the full
one. Okay,
yeah,
so it will be the one that we showed. Okay, cool. That's great.
Okay.
I guess maybe it's the time that we let to the people of Slice Contest join.
I wanted to add one thing related to one question that is like, will Slice Machine be the way to go? Yes, most probably. It will not extend to only slices. It will go further. That's one thing that we need to discuss probably later. And that's why, for example, the education team is now reworking the Nuxt documentation to make Slice Machine the default solution for all your developer experience. This is released today, I think, if I didn't miss the announcement. The Next.js documentation will come in a couple of weeks too, and we'll continue to improve this.
So our focus is to take what we learned in Slice Machine and put it into production, but in a way that it supports all the kind of use cases. This is what we need to understand, and we're into the process of understanding this. There was one question that we wanted to talk about, but maybe it's not. It's too late for that.
And
we can carry it.
It's
a huge one, right? It's a huge one.
So I will pass this slide and we'll discuss it next time.
Can we ask the question and then run away? So the next thing that we want to introduce in Slice Machine and in the whole kind of building things with component is the page concept, right? Because now if you see in the builder, we only have sections and slices, and we moved into that. And we want to, for different reasons, we want to introduce the builder, in the builder, the page. Like, okay, I want to add a page. So imagine you have this kind of builder and you say, I want a new page. You're in the code, right? We still work in the codes, the developer tools. And it's like, okay, add a new page. But now our question is, should adding a page be merely about composing sections, or should we have other things than sections inside pages? Do we need to have fields, like individual fields, or can we survive only with sections and basically slices? And that's a very important question. And if you need fields, then in which cases you will need fields, right? And individual fields in that
Yes.
section. Because one way we can imagine this thing is like add a page, and then you have this kind of empty thing, and it's like, okay, add a section, and then you go into the section builder, and you see the mocks and all of that, and then you push it, and then you add another, and so on and so on. But you're still adding only sections. The page is just a place where you can compose sections, other than the layout, the nav bar, and all these kind of things that surround it. So if you agree with that, tell us. Yeah, then there is SEO. We talked about this, and SEO could be its own card, so it could be a slice as well. So do you have other cases where this is not true? This is a bad idea, and we need to know more about this. So let me let you with Lucy and Nuha to talk about the contest, and we'll get back. We'll run like maybe longer than just 5. So we'll still have maybe 20 minutes. So I will let you with Lucy and Nuha. We'll talk about the contest, and we'll get back. And what will we talk about afterwards?
We'll talk about basically the other improvements that are coming to Prismic, in
not related to
yeah.
slices. Other improvements that are coming to Prismic, and then we'll take some Q&A. So see you after that.
You don't need it?
No.
You want to be pretty?
You put makeup on before coming.
Yeah, let's hope it's not the same for me. Okay, we're good to go. So first, Lucy, I don't have my glasses, so I can't read anything in the comments, so I'll rely on you for this one.
I have mine also because I don't.
Okay. So oh, great. Thank you. So we expanded a bit the meeting just because we went a bit over time. So normally if you reload, you should see that we have a bit more time. We're going to talk about the slice contest.
Yeah.
I hope that a lot of you will participate. Lucy, do you want to get started?
Yeah, we can share the slide.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we're about to talk about a new slice contest, but before, let's wind up a bit and like talk about like the first slice contest. So for people that don't know, like we ran a first slice contest to celebrate the release of Slice Machine UI, and that was back in November.
Yeah.
Yep. And back then, like we got like tons of libraries submitted. We're really happy about it. For this contest, like we also had 2 winners. I think that's next.
And I think a lot of people who participated in the first one are here, so that's cool. Maybe they're gonna participate to the other one. Yeah.
Oh, there's no sound. No, I see sound. Okay, well.
Okay. Oh, you need to refresh so that you can hear me. Us had a problem too. Thanks. Is it good now? Hearing now. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Let's say it's good. Okay.
Okay.
So,
yeah, good.
last contest, 2 winners. Who are here? By
yeah.
the way.
So we had 2 winners. We had Samuel Horn, which are easier, and who won a PS5. You struggled a bit, Noah, to get a PS5.
Oh yeah, so much. And Samuel also helped me a lot. So thanks, Samuel.
Yeah, and also Jedidia, which who won the Shure microphone.
Yeah.
So we hope that you are enjoying those prizes, and and also everyone also got swag. So yeah, if you don't win that contest, at least like you'll get like some exclusive Prismic swag, as you can see on. As you were able to see,
and also
on,
like everyone
Jedidia,
who participated. So basically, you can reuse basically your work from the last slice contest in like the next ones. So also it's not like it's not something that is lost forever. You can always re-participate, and so this is the second one, and we're gonna have a third one, like the big one, where Sadek already shared what's going to be the price, but it's going to be like a whole trip to Paris when we can do it.
Okay,
but
so that was like November's contest, but well, now we are in January, so we are launching a new contest, and this time the contest is themed around startup.
Yeah. So we thought maybe in the first Slice contest we didn't have a theme. So it was actually cool because like we had very, very different Slice libraries. So the idea made something like super different from what others did. And so we thought maybe now we can frame it a little bit. And we're going to ask you to find a fun startup idea and to make a landing page for it using Slice Machine and slices. So we're going to look at the same time at the quality of the Slice library, but also at the idea that you found and that you want. So it doesn't need to be something super serious, but if you have like a startup idea you've been thinking about for a long time, you can use that.
Yeah, it's great if it's fun. And talking fun, like we looked like for some startup this afternoon with Noah, and we found like the flip band. Noah, do you want to pitch the flip band?
So we were looking at so we're very productive at work. So we were looking at fun websites or fun startup ideas. And the whole idea about this like band is that it allows you to reach your goals by having a band that you flip whenever you reach your daily goal.
Yeah. So basically, like you buy for $20 a plastic band that you are able to wear it on your wrist. That's a cool feature.
It's double-faced. It's something. What? It has two faces. So
yeah, it has two faces, like two colors. You can also pick like a white one and a black one, and there's different sizes. Like it's really like complex engineering there. But basically, like you wear it and like you say like, okay, every day I want to do like 20 minutes of running. And once you achieve that, you are allowed like to flip the bracelet. Before that, you're not allowed to flip it, but after you are allowed to. So that's genius. This guy made like 50K on Kickstarter. So
yeah.
Great for him. And yeah, also like if you're curious about slices and everything, like actually like his website, like myflipband.com is like a really great fit like for making slices with Prismic. So if you're looking for inspiration, like that's actually like a great website to look at. Yeah. Yeah. Also, new thing for this contest.
We can have 3 winners.
Yeah.
So more chances to win, okay?
Yeah, we are also innovating in the DevX team at Prismic. So yeah, 3 winners. So this time there won't be like 2 winners. There will be like a first place, a second place, and a third place. So because there's places, there's like different kind of prizes. So let's talk about prizes now. So as we teased yesterday on our Twitter, like prizes will be around like desktop hardware. So we picked for the first prize like a standing desk for fully. Like it's a desk that you can like toggle the height like to whatever you want to work with, like if it's sitting at a chair or standing up. So this will be the first prize.
That's pretty cool if you live in a big apartments like me. In my 30 square meters, I wouldn't do much of it, but I'm guessing that you have some space for that. But yeah. So that's the first prize. So the person who will actually win the contest. For the second, it's
a curved monitor from the 4K monitor. So it's like a really like big and nice monitor for you like to.
Is it the same that you have at your place? I know that you have curved monitors.
No, I don't have curved monitors.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I thought.
Okay. I will show you. But yeah, basically like it's a really nice monitor for you like to keep working from home as like we are all doing. Well, not today for us, but yeah. So this will be the second place, and finally the third place is a bit like a nerdy one, but it's like a custom-made mechanical keyboard from West. So you will be able like to customize a mechanical keyboard on their website, and like we will get it for you.
And all of these are available from now, so it won't be a struggle to find them. So I promise you'll get them on time.
Yeah. So we played it on the safe side this time.
Yeah.
Okay, and of course there will be swag for everyone again. So we will like have same like I don't know, like perhaps new custom swag for this contest.
So I'm thinking of doing new ones. I'm guessing that maybe we're gonna have some participants that are going to be the same as the first contest. So I don't want you to get the exact same swag. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find some new original swag. The one that you got was more like wintry swag. So maybe I'm gonna try to find something for home or for like when it's a bit
for
warmer.
Summer vacation and that kind of
for
stuff.
vacation. Yeah, I think it's super accurate now. Okay. So useful links for all of this. I think Edward will post a blog post that we wrote about everything you need to know about the contest. So what are the rules? What are the gifts? How can you start working? So Edward will post that in the chat. There's also something else, is that we're going to do live streams in maybe a week or so.
Yep.
And we're going to do 3 of them where we actually do slice libraries and show you how to do that. It's probably going to be Nuxt. We'll see. Maybe we can try
One
to.
will see. But
Yeah. So we have a type form where you can actually put your email, and we promise that we'll only contact you for these live streams whenever they're scheduled, so that we can, when they're happening. And you'll see in that type form that you can actually propose if you want to be a guest in these ones and you want to make a slice library live with Lucy. So don't hesitate if you're interested, and we can train on that, and we can make sure that that's going to be a good moment. So yeah, you have the blog post and the type form. And one last thing for people who are new to Prismic. So I don't know if we have people here who are really new to Prismic and to Slice Machine, but if you're interested in participating, we're doing what we call a diary study. So trying to follow your progress during the whole contest and while you discover Prismic. So Dragana, who's maybe here, will be doing that. And so if in case you are interested in participating, you can fill in another form there where she's going to contact you and try to organize that with you. There are going to be like Amazon vouchers for participants. So yeah, if you have some time to keep updating her about your progress and what you feel about Prismic and Slice Machine, that would be great if you could participate to that diary study.
Yeah.
So I did all the different things I wanted to do, right? The blog post, the type form, and the diary study.
Okay, so before giving back the mic to Renaud and Sadek, of course, like new contest, so we have like some slight change in the rules, like not too much actually. We are, just like to give you a reminder, like we are still asking for at least a library of 5 slices and an hosted storybook documentation. But this time, since it's a filmed contest and like fun startup, something like that, we actually like want to see your fun startup website. So you will also have to host like a simple landing page that you will make using your slice within Prismic and inputting like funny content for us.
Yeah,
like
a lot of people actually did that in the first contest, but not everyone did it. So now we want to see basically your slices in action. So if you can make this like great landing page with your funny startup idea, that would be awesome. There's a lot of forms today. I know, sorry. You don't need to do all of them, but at least at least the blog post, I guess, is the best place to go now. You have also the link to all of this form in that blog post, by the way. Herman Millen chairs. Okay, the chairs, I'll keep that in mind for the next contest.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah. Renaud is like, yeah, it costs money, I know, but it's fun, and we're the dev extreme, so we have budgets, right? Yeah, you don't need the chair for stand-up desk. That's true.
Okay, so I think that's it. Do we need anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then we are
Good
wishing
luck.
you good luck for the contest, and we'll keep in touch again like that.
We'll update everyone on Twitter when there's something new. There's a new live stream, so you can go there if you want to keep in touch about that.
Oh, and one last thing also, like, of course, we updated the starters to reflect changes to Slice Machine, Next, everything. So, like, you can still, like, start from the starters if you want to. And Storybook should be less clunky this time.
And Hugo told us that he released an alpha version for the custom mocks. So we're going to try it tomorrow, and if it's working well, we'll add that to the starters. Great. Thanks. Well, we hope that you'll be many to participate. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to one of us. Voila. Now we'll let you again with Sadek and Renaud.
So
we're yeah, okay.
So we have 41 people left. So we lost some people because I think people ended up their lunch and went back to work.
Or went back to do some slices for the slice contest.
Yeah, maybe. So
no, but anyway, it's beyond the time that we talked about, because we said that we stop at 7.
At 7, so
in Europe time. So
we
it's
probably need to wrap this up.
What's left here is that we want to talk about the new things that happen outside of the slice machine and slices and all of these kind of things, and get some kind of Q&A, and then it will be it. Just a reminder here, the next meetup will be about API architecture, scalability. So if you want to be reassured about how it's happening and the new things that we're optimizing in Prismic to make the API scalable, to make the content storage scalable, all these kind of things. And if you're interested by these kind of technical architecture topics, come to the next meetup. It will be in February. I don't remember exactly the date, but it should be the last Wednesday of February, if I'm not mistaken. But you can drop the link. Yeah, that's thank you, Edward. I guess you already put it there. So please register to that. So
yeah. So that was it.
24th. Yeah, thank you. The 24th.
Cool. So on what's coming next in Prismic, what is important also for me to say is that we have a page that Edward shared at the beginning of the meetup that is like prismic.io/progress, where you can look at the different stuff that we are currently working on and what's the stage of each element. And I will discuss here like the different elements that we are currently working on and that will be in production in the couple of weeks or months to come. So the first thing, maybe we don't have any more time left on the event. Okay.
What do? We just there is the
okay.
You need to restart it.
Okay, so the first thing is that, and it will be released tomorrow, probably, is the fact that you will now be able, starting tomorrow, to add custom headers for the webhooks. So we know it's something that people struggle with when trying to integrate with some system like GitLab or DigitalOcean. They had to do some kind of proxy between our webhook and like the end solution basically they needed to integrate with. We will now allow you to pass custom headers for the webhooks. This will be, and it's always the case at Prismic, we release only features in beta for some repositories. So if you are interested in this feature, please let us know and we'll activate it for you, for your repository, so that you can play with. We do that.
We talked a lot about this kind of process, but basically we release for a few repositories. We make sure that it works and do more to more until we cover everyone with a new feature. Exactly.
And that's something that we had people requesting for quite some time, so we implemented that. This is already released for some repository, but we also improved the history revision. We know that we had some problems in the past in the history revision, mostly in the information that we were providing in it. For example, you could see that someone that didn't have the right to publish was the publisher of a document. Yes, go ahead.
Just version history revision.
Yeah.
Basically, whenever you're doing any modifications on a document in Prismic, be it a page, be it anything, we keep every single version of that. We have a history of that. So if you want to see what happened, you can see that version and you can
roll back to
it. So basically, but there were some problems with the information that we were showing about it.
Yeah, basically we were showing as the last person publishing a document, the person that really edited the document, but not who published it. And so we
so there is a difference between the one that edited the content and the one that pushed it into production.
Exactly. And that was pretty confusing, even more so when we had the roles. So you might have seen someone that didn't have the role to publish a document as the publisher, even though it was not the case. So that's something that we improved and that we started the release in a lot of repository, but we are continuing to roll out this to everyone. And this is already going into production at the moment for a lot of repository. That's something that we discussed in the previous Gatsby meetup, but we are working on releasing also a custom type API so that you can fetch your custom type programmatically. We see a lot of problems, and people report a lot of problems in being able to back up their custom types, being able to create some type definition for TypeScript, but depending on the schemas. One of the big challenge that Gatsby users are having at the moment is that they need to copy paste the custom type to their folder in order to create the Gatsby GraphQL schema. I saw it in the chat at the beginning of the meetup, by the way. So we are now opening an API that will basically make this whole process way easier for you. And
so for instance, for a Gatsby person that needs to generate the schemas, you'll make a little script that will fetch these.
Exactly, and we'll integrate it probably on the plugin directly.
On the plugin, so that you can fetch these and generate the schema actually for Gatsby.
Exactly.
Automatically.
and that's something that we are also really excited about, and that should be released not in January but in February. And the last thing that I wanted to discuss, and we discussed it also in the past and on the progress page, is the fact that the team is currently also working on bulk actions and releasing bulk actions for documents. So being able to select multiple documents to move them to a release, select multiple documents to publish them right away, select multiple documents to archive or delete or even copy to another locale. And that's something that is also in the work at the moment. We are expecting to have this landed in beta at the end of February.
Yeah, so the thing that we start with when we working on bulk actions is like already re-implement the interface in
Exactly.
React, right?
Yes.
So this is done.
This is done. So that's one.
Who's working on it?
So it will be good that maybe in the, when we release this, we have the people working on it.
At least there are pictures on the slide.
Yeah. So we have Amaury, Tony, Vincent, and François working on that at the moment. And the thing is that yes, we are revamping the whole screen to be in React because it was not the case before, but also changing a lot of stuff in the backend in order to support that, because it might seem like it's just a checkbox that you had in the actions, but in order to be able to publish like a lot of documents together to keep a consistent state and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's consistency. Like there is a feature about Prismic that doesn't exist in other CMSs. The fact that you have unlimited versions of a given, like you can have for a given document, imagine for the whole page, you can have changes that you put in a release, changes that you will put in another release, and a draft, and a published versions. And these are simultaneous, we call them interesting versions.
Yes.
Now, always we have to think about, okay, if we have bulk actions, then what happens if there are different versions? What happens to them? And how can we deal that without creating inconsistency, right?
Exactly.
And it's a big topic, and this is one of the things that we can treat in architecture sections,
yeah, for sure.
you know, because it's an important topic. So we got solutions to that, and now we're going into implementing the screen and implementing the backend,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
We started implementing the backend.
Yes.
Okay.
It is, and I think it's the last thing that I wanted to talk about tonight about the next things coming. So next meetup we'll probably do an update on what landed, if we are still on planning for other elements, and an introduction to the other topics that will come to the next month. And we'll try to keep a section in each meetup in order to discuss this release and next steps to come, next things to come, to keep you updated.
Yeah, so now if you still have a few questions, we can take a few questions, because that's what we had for today. We got a lot of info that we need to read and parse and think about. You gave us a lot of feedback. I'm also happy about the excitement about the different things that we presented. I see that we are on the right path on different things. Someone commented that we're great work, you're really getting through these little improvement or these improvements. We really also want to focus on these kind of, people call it the little annoying things about Prismic, and because we were like we had this whole 2020, we're trying to restructure things so that we can move more quickly with our rather small team, which is actually also growing. So that was the goal, like, okay, can we move faster? And now we have a better structure, and we can get into these little annoying things and fix them one by one. So we're very happy about the fact that we have progress on this, that you are appreciating it. I guess we're on spot on a lot of things, also from your reactions as well. So that's really great. So if you have a few questions, we can take them. Yeah, I like this question, Michael. Will there ever be any field validation at all? I understand your idea about not having it. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I have maybe. So we were talking about this topic, validation, 2 hours ago.
Yes.
I mean, we almost talk about it every week.
Every day.
Every day, probably. So we were. Nuha was having a call with one of our clients, actually, when we're talking about this, and the question came, and we have a plan for it. We probably said it in another product meetup, but you have a plan for it. We prototyped something. We should get it to arrive to the top of priority, which I hope it will be soon. But we have something about different use cases of field validations where we actually want to introduce it. So we're not close to the idea. We actually even planning to address that. Now we have so many things to do that it should surface, but we are not anymore about that. We think there are a lot of cases that make sense, and we'll try to make them in a way that doesn't break the authoring experience and preview, and we have good ideas about it. So you will keep coming in, and you will be you will know about when we start implementing it and when we start having prototypes. So probably, I don't know if next one or the meetup after we'll be able to talk about it probably, right?
We can talk about it. But
we need to do the plan.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
don't want to promise, right?
And the thing is that and maybe it's a good introduction for another topic is the fact that we would like before doing that to be able to revamp our editor and to review the performance and to do all that, not to create some legacies and stuff like that. So we are looking for people that can help us in doing that. We have positions open in the development team in order to work on the editor. So if you feel like you can help us doing that, we are really interested in having people helping us into building that.
Yeah, the visual editor for editing slices and content, all these kind of things. And this is a big topic. We want to basically rebuild our editor.
Exactly.
But we don't want that to be any breakage for any client. That's why we should do it smartly. As exactly the other things that we changed. We changed a lot of what Prismic was by introducing React, JavaScript everywhere. Now it's time that we look at the editor and we refresh it and we introduce new technology. So if you're interested in these kind of problems, or you have people around you that
you
could
know
be
that
interested,
can help us,
we can tell them about it.
And that's the main thing that we would like to tackle before being able to introduce that. And it's, to be honest, revamping the editor one of our top priority.
So validation will be inside that kind of priority, right? So there's a question here that's interesting. When would you advise building using Slice Machine for building production-ready websites? Not yet. We'll tell you when there's a moment. When do you advise people using Slice Machine for production websites?
At the moment, you will have some rules that you cannot feel like, for example, content relationship that is pretty important, or integration fields. So that's not something that you can do, but we'll tackle this. So as soon as we have a proper support for linking between documents in Prismic and proper support of that in Slice Machine, for sure. Before that, I think it's a bit too early.
Tables. Darren talks about tables. Do we want to add them to the editor? Yes, we want. It's part of the editor, as we said. So all of these are coming with the editor with the editor project basically.
Exactly.
And we'll have a team on it that is only specialized in building the editor and improving all these things you talk about. And we will talk about it in future meetups if you'll be there. So you will know when we're starting the implementing things. Okay, I guess we had enough questions. And we have a lot of things to think about. That's really great. Thank you all for being here. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for we still have others, but we'll look into them, and we'll have another event afterwards. Thank you all for all the feedback. You can't imagine how useful this is for us, right?
Yes,
it gets us to work on the right things.
Exactly.
And also this excitement that you give us it's so important for everyone that is working, not only for me and Renaud here, but for all the teams that is watching this and seeing like what they are working on really matters for people, and they are like improving productivity for other people. It's it's very motivating. So thank you for all of that.
Thanks.
And see you next time. In other events, I guess.
But in other events, and in the 21st of February. 24th, no?
23rd.
24th.
23rd
is the end of the contest. 24th is the meetup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Am I right?
24th is
Okay,
the
cool.
meetup. Okay.
Well, see you. Have a good day or have a good evening for people in Europe. Bye.
Bye.